wind howled across the empty town of Colmere, carrying the scent of rain and rot. A single figure walked down the cracked highway, Elena Price, her boots scuffing through puddles and blood. She hadn't seen another living person in 3 days, and every shadow now felt like a memory of someone lost. Before the world ended, she was a nurse. Before the dead rose, she believed in saving lives. But now, survival was the only cure. Her backpack rattled with half-empty bottles of water and one photo. Her younger sister, Mara, smiling under sunlight that no longer existed. The outbreak came without warning. It began with coughs, tremors, fevers that no medicine could stop. Then came the seizures, the screaming, and finally the silence, followed by the scratching at doors and the smell of decay. The government called it the loom virus. The survivors called it the rebirth. Elena reached the edge of the highway and stopped before a gas station. Its windows broken, lights dead, but a faint flicker of movement inside. She gripped her pistol and whispered, "Please, let it not be one of them." The door creaked open with a metallic sigh. Shells were overturned, and blood smeared the floor like black paint. She stepped lightly, her eyes darting from corner to corner. Then she heard it, the shallow, rattling breath of something that should not breathe. She turned and froze. A man, or what was left of one, crawled toward her. His skin was gray, his jaw hanging loose, his eyes cloudy white. She fired once. The sound cracked through the silence. The creature collapsed, twitching, but something else stirred behind the shelves. Elena. She froze again. That voice, it couldn't be. She turned, trembling. From behind a counter emerged a girl, pale, thin, but alive. Mara. Her sister stood there, shaking, eyes wide. "I thought you were dead," Mara whispered. Elena dropped her weapon, tears blurring her vision. "I thought the same." They embraced, holding on as if the world might crumble, which in truth it already had. The sisters found shelter in the gas station's back room. Mara had been hiding there for days, surviving on bottled water and canned beans. She said she'd been traveling with a small group heading toward the Haven, a rumored sanctuary up north where the infection hadn't spread. But the group was attacked 2 nights ago. Only she escaped. Elena listened silently, staring at the boarded-up windows. "Then that's where we'll go," she said. "The Haven." They left before dawn. The roads were littered with cars and corpses. The rain had turned the world into a gray blur. Along the way, they encountered signs of others, abandoned camps, burnt houses, sometimes hand-painted warnings on walls. Don't trust the living. At an old motel, they found a working generator and took shelter for the night. Elena cleaned her sister's wounds and tried to smile, but inside she felt dread. Mara was thinner than she remembered, her hands trembling too often, her skin pale, too pale. "Do you feel all right?" Elena asked. Mara nodded weakly. "Just tired. I'll be fine." But that night, Elena woke to the sound of choking. She turned on the flashlight and saw Mara bent over, vomiting blood onto the floor. Her eyes flickered with faint yellow light, the first sign of the infection. No, not you," Elena whispered, crawling to her. "We'll get you medicine. We'll get help." Mara's voice cracked. "You can't save me, Lena. You have to go. I won't leave you." "Elena." Mara convulsed, screaming, her body arching, bones cracking like dry wood. Her veins darkened. Her pupils vanished. Elena backed away, shaking. "Mara, please." The thing that had been her sister lifted its head, eyes glowing faintly in the dark. It hissed and lunged. The gunshot echoed. Elena collapsed beside the body, sobbing until dawn. Days passed. She didn't bury Mara. There was no ground left untouched by death. She just walked north, following a road she barely remembered, her body on autopilot, her soul hollow. But on the 7th day, she saw smoke in the distance. A camp, lights flickering, voices rising. Humans. She ran toward it. The guards at the fence aimed their rifles. "Stop," one shouted. "Who are you?" "Elena Price," she gasped. "I'm not infected." They tested her blood, scanned her eyes, and finally let her through. Inside, there were tents, generators, even laughter. The place was real. A woman in a military jacket approached. "I'm Captain Dorsey. Welcome to Haven." Elena stared in disbelief. "This place, it's safe. For now," Dorsey replied. "We keep the infected out. We rebuild." For the first time in months, Elena felt something close to hope. She worked in the infirmary, helping others, patching wounds, treating infections. It felt almost like the old world again. But at night, she couldn't sleep. She saw Mara's face, the light fading from her eyes. One evening, while tending to a feverish child, Elena noticed something strange, a small yellow shimmer under the girl's skin, just for a second. Her heart froze. She took the girl's temperature. It was normal, but the shimmer returned. She ran tests, blood samples, UV scans, and realized the truth. The infection had mutated. It was dormant, hiding in survivors, waiting. Elena rushed to Dorsey. "We're not safe. It's in all of us." Dorsey frowned. "That's impossible. We've tested everyone. Your tests only detect active symptoms. This is latent. It's sleeping inside us." Dorsey's expression hardened. "You're tired, nurse. Get some rest." But that night, the girl Elena had treated began screaming. By morning, 5 were dead. The infection spread faster inside Haven than it ever had outside. Panic erupted. People turned on each other. Fires lit up the night. Elena tried to lead survivors toward the exit tunnels, but the infected swarmed through the gates. In the chaos, she saw Dorsey being torn apart, screaming. Elena fled into the storm, gun in hand, blood on her face, heart breaking all over again. She reached the hills outside the camp and collapsed. The world behind her burned. She stared up at the sky, gray, endless, cruel. Then she heard a voice. Soft, familiar. Elena. She turned. Mara stood there, whole and beautiful, smiling. "No," Elena whispered. "You're not real." "Maybe not," Mara said, stepping closer. "But I'm here. You tried to save me. Now rest." Elena closed her eyes. Her breathing slowed. Her pulse faded. As the sun rose, the wind carried her last whisper. "I'm coming home." When the patrol found her body 2 days later, they said she looked peaceful, like she'd simply fallen asleep. But under her skin, faintly glowing, the infection pulsed, waiting. She was gone, but not gone alone. She was gone with the dead.